Hello, good afternoon, viewers. Yes, a very warm afternoon to you from the world's capital city, London. My name is Princess Kessy, and this is Community Heroes. Of course, you know how we do it here. We live in a society where we are all in haste. We hurry so much, and we don't even know where we're hurrying to. And then, we don't care about others. A lot of people, they do not care. But when we see people who care, people, who make the society a better place for others to live in, people who do not only build a world for themselves, but their neighbors, being their brother's keeper. Now, as a Christian, the Bible did say, whatever you do to the least of the brethren, that you do unto me as well. And we can't help but celebrate people who are taking it upon themselves to make the society a better world for others. And now my guest today, she is involved in creating a society where everyone, particularly the youth, women, and children, live a life free of challenges that hinder human growth and development. She has been able over the years to carry women along. It's not easy, going to schools. Look at this amazing work she has been doing over the years, putting smiles on the faces of the children, the women, the youth, and people around her. And so help me, viewers, welcome the one and only, she's so beautiful. I need you to see this amazing woman. She's so beautiful. I can't help. She's so beautiful. No other than Christabel Selva John. She is the founder of the Ray of Hope Foundation, Empowerment Foundation. Good afternoon, ma'am. And nice to have you here.
Mrs. Kessy. The family is doing well. And how is work?
Work is fine. We're fine. We're holding on. Nice to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is mine.
Yes, I went through your page. I saw a lot of stuff. I was like, wow, wow, wow. That is actually massive. All these things you do, on the course of this my show, I've seen people, when we talk about foundations, NGO, empowerment programs, we've seen people focusing on children or maybe women or maybe youth. But I see that you carry every single person along. How did you start this? Let's go back. Let's go back in time.
Okay. I would say this started as a passion, which back then in my school days, it didn't just start now, because I believe that as a child of God, God created everyone with something that he or she could give to make the world a better place. And growing up in a family where I saw my dad cater for lots of kids, children, women, youth, and men, and I felt that the only way I could give back to society was to lend a helping hand. And that was what informed the registration of Ray of Hope Empowerment Foundation. And since 2013, we've been impacting lives in our own little way and still counting.
Us, before I even continue, can we get to meet you? You did say, about your upbringing, your dad, you learned that, you took that, so you followed that step, which your dad did follow. So that means there must be something unique about your growing up or something, who are you? Can
Yes, I grew up in a family of six where my late dad, well, my dad passed on last year. I grew up back then in Zaria, and my dad was somebody who I knew that loved education so much. He would always tell us growing up that the best legacy anybody could give to anybody was education. That if someone gives you money, they can in turn take it back from you. But when someone gives you knowledge, the person can't take it from you. So you can decide what to do with that knowledge you have gained. So, and also my mom is a teacher. I'm the first child of my late father, the first out of six children. We are two girls and four boys. And growing up, I had a wonderful upbringing. I grew up in a family where I had everything that I ever wanted. But as life proceeded, I grew up also seeing people around me who didn't have. And you can see that life it's not balanced. And the only way we can do good things in life to make the world a better place is to say that we reach out to those who do not have. Because not everyone is privileged as some people do. So I grew up in a family where we had everything going on for us.
Now, how's the journey been so far? For how long you've been doing this and has been the journey? Because I know you do quite a lot.
Yes, it's not been easy, knowing the fact that funds are involved. But to the glory of God, when God gives you a vision, He also raises people to stand by you. We started with our own funds, gradually, with the help of social media. When we put out our programs, there are people who see what we want to do or who see what we have done in the past and want to also, be able to reach out to people. Some wouldn't want to come out fully by themselves, but they need platforms where they can reach out to the common man. And people have been supporting us in their own ways too. Some with money, then some of them bring this item that we need to reach out to these children and women. So the support has been amazing. But we like the popular Oliver Twist, who always wants more. There are more people out there that needs to be touched. So we need more people to come on board to support the good work we are doing. And like I tell people, the government can do everything. And if each and every one of us play our roles in the society, I think the society will be a better place.
Yes, I agree with you. The society, imagine we know a lot of people are still doing, but imagine we have more people actually doing this. Look at this photo viewers critically, and you could see the life changing, I don't even know what to call it, but look at that young boy, what he was wearing before and the new uniforms. Now, this is somebody actually reaching out. This is not about showing off. This is not about you wearing all the gold in the world. This is about giving a helping hands, carrying people along. And that is what I celebrate on my shows. And of course, mom, well done. Now let's look at, this journey so far you've been in. So you've been doing it for so many years. And how is funding like? You did talk about people coming to give, but how is it coming so often? Because I saw most of the things you give out, food, money, start up for business, uniforms, for youth empowerment is quite a lot. And so, how are you able to do all this, ma'am? And then you're still doing to tomorrow.
It's not been easy, I must tell you the truth, Princess Cassie. The journey hasn't been so smooth as so many people who see the pictures or the videos of this event that we carry out. Funding is a very key problem here. Most times I take funds, like when my late dad was alive, he was one of my pillars. Each time I needed to do reach out to people, I run to him. My family has been so supportive. My sisters, my brothers, they've been there for me. And my friends, there are a couple of people that I want to mention their names. They have been so amazing. They have stood by us over the years. Mr. Sam, they're doing, I don't know when to like blow them up, and I have Mrs. Favor Junaid. I have Metro Bakery. These people have been amazing. I have a couple of organizations too that we have partnered together. I also believe in collaborations. They said when you want to go on a journey, if you go alone, you get weary along the way. But when you go with other people along with you, when you're getting tired, you see people who hold you by their hands and then tell you that let's keep going. The road may not be that easy, but when you have a couple of people who are standing by you, holding your hands, you find that the work makes it very easy. So we have a couple of people who have been donating, not often, but God has been helping us. I can tell you how far we have gone. It's been God all the way, especially funds from me. I would say, particularly I invest a lot from my business funds into the organization, but other people too have been supporting us. From the pictures of the things you have seen so far, we invest so much on this, the children, especially like the educational aspect of it, because we believe education is the bedrock of everything we do in life, and education is the fundamental right of every child, regardless of where they're coming from. And the women too, who are also, what I say, they are the head too. We're not saying that the men are not doing enough, but as we all know, when you raise a woman, you have not just raised one woman, you have raised an entire nation. So that is where we concentrate on the children and women. So that is what we've been doing so far.
Wow, I've seen that you've done quite a lot, and doing all this, like what you've explained, raising the funds to make sure you take care of all these people's need is not actually easy. But I noticed that you focus on women, on youth, and on children as well. So, do you have a category of these women, children, and youth, or just every other youth or children or women that needs help?
No, our focus is on the vulnerable children, children from low income families, and some children from parents who are when widowers or a widow, sometimes who are widowed from the father or the mother. These are the people we lay emphasis on, especially children in public schools. If you find that a lot of children who are in public schools are people who are house helps. So these are our target audience. And for the youth too,
But
the
I
youth
went
who
to
are
a
coming.
public school. I actually went to a
Pardon?
public school. I said I went to a public school.
Okay, yes. Back then we had, the public schools are no longer what it used to be then now. We
Okay.
find that a lot of schools, with the emergence of the private schools, lots of parents now, those who have the money, send their kids to private schools and then leaving the public schools to those who do not have. So, and the funding, the government, I would say, is not really doing so much for the public schools. There are a lot that needs to be done. If you check out their classrooms, some of them do not have chairs. Some of these schools are dilapidated. They are no longer comfortable. But because those children or the parents do not have what it takes to send their kids to private schools, they still send their kids to the public schools. So that's all our focus on the public schools, to see how, in our own little capacity, we can make education, learning very comfortable for them. So that's why we focus on them. And then for the women, we focus on women who, the less privileged women, the widowers, and the widows, where this our emphasis too. Like if you check women who have lost their partners, some of them life becomes very unbearable for them. So we try to encourage them and see how we can support them. Let them know that the passing away of your partner, it should not be the end of life for you. There's still a life ahead of you, that you can still become and be whoever God wants you to be, regardless of the passing of your partner. So these people, we lay emphasis on them too, because we know a lot of times you see women committing suicide or giving up on life because their partners are no longer with them. Then, of course, then we have the children from the families where the parents have abandoned them. They have parents, but they're abandoned. So we tend to care for these ones too.
Wow, this is so touching, and this is not what we get to see every day. Now, how do you deal with emotions? I know there are times where emotions will be high. You see these people, your heart is broken, and sometimes you really want to do more, but you can't. Maybe you don't have the resources at that point in time. And these people, sometimes you still have to deal with their emotions, not just giving them the basic needs, but even their emotions to talk them through out of that place. How do you do all that?
Princess Kessy, you just touched me right there. Even when as I'm doing this video, it's emotional for me because coming from a background where you didn't have to beg to feed or beg to go to school, beg to get the basic necessities of life, then you find yourself, meeting with people who not because they really wanted to beg, but because they didn't have what it takes for life. Let's just say life is just unfair to some of them. It's really emotional for me because sometimes you come to schools and you see children coming to school with tattered uniforms, some of them without school bags or school shoes, and I cry sometimes.
Mm.
It's really painful, and the worst of them all is when you do not have the funds to cater for these children. It's really, really painful. There
I
were
know.
times I've seen people, women come to the office, and, cry their hearts out, but I do not have what it takes for me to give to them at that point, and I'm broken. Sometimes I just manage to hold myself not to cry before them, not to feel broken, because somebody who is coming to you to find succor and
Yes,
finds you
but
that space.
I understand.
So you just have to find it, just brace up and be strong when you know inside of you you're broken.
Hmm.
So that
Those
is
are
why I keep, begging and asking people. This funds you're giving to us is not for us, it's not for our personal needs. There are a lot of children that if we don't care for them, what we will see in the nearest future, I don't know if we'll be able to contend with it. We're talking about the insecurity in Nigeria. A lot of these kids will be recruited into insurgency and they become hoodlums, become bandits, and
to
in
you,
turn become
to your
to
own,
the
to
society.
their threats. Because when the society is not okay and these people start turning around, even you that you feel like you're okay, you cannot sleep peacefully at night. Let's be
You
serious.
can because they look at you that you are their problems now. So if each and every one of us abandon these kids, I don't know if we'll be able to have a society where we will be able to keep our heads and sleep at night. I doubt very much. You will not even be able, like in recent times, we'll be hearing cases of one chance in Abuja. A lot of times, people, become victims of all the ills in the society because a lot of people were abandoned and neglected.
Hmm. Anyways, viewers, this is Community Heroes. You know how we do it here. Sometimes it could really get so emotional here on the show, but we can't help but bring you the amazing job of some people. They've taken it upon themselves, not just to make life easy for them, but people around them and the society as large. We'll go on a quick break and we'll be back shortly after the break.
Are you a filmmaker in Abuja and its environ? Do you need a place for your music video or you need a venue for your conference and even an editing suite for your post-production? Look no further. Our beautiful turret in Lokugoma has it all. We have a whole floor that consists of 3-angle lounge, a beautiful dining area, a large kitchen, a conference area that can comfortably accommodate 60 persons, and 5-bedroom adaptable for all kind of shoots. The good news is all is available at affordable price. And you know what? If you are a member of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, you have 20% discount. So, what are you waiting for? Hurry and contact us on the numbers on your screen now.
welcome back from that quick break. This is
Thank you very
community.
much.
We are here celebrating, amazing people, people with the hearts of gold, people with compassionate souls. That is what I celebrate here. Like I said earlier, we live in a world where people hurry, where people do not care whether or not you live or you die. But when you look around the society, you will know that people actually need help. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that. They are everywhere, yelling, crying, begging, shouting for help. And that is what my guest today, she has been doing over the years. Ma'am, you have been on this for years. I see how emotional you were a while ago, trying to even talk through the whole thing. But looking at the whole, when we talk about the needy in our society, we tend not to see, most time you see non-governmental organization. Do you think the government is actually doing enough? It's individuals that are coming to meet you, give you help, maybe private people, groups, but what do you think about the government when it comes to look at the society today? Look around you, look at schools. Some of these schools are government schools. And look at the children. It's so disheartening to see children like that.
Well, I would say, yes, I would say the government is doing what they can do, but what I would say that they need to step up on their game. There's so much to be done. Like a lot of schools are needing renovation. Some of them do not have enough classes. And the children are overcrowded. If you come to certain classes, you find them over 100 in a classroom. So I'm wondering when you have a classroom where we have 100 children, what would they be able to learn in that kind of condition? And they have just one teacher taking care of them. You know
Wow.
how it is taking care of your kids at home, how difficult it is, not to talk of when children from different backgrounds in one class. So it's not easy. Lots of schools are needing teachers, they don't have enough teachers. And those who have teachers are not being paid. Recently, now, as we're talking, the public schools are on strike.
Okay.
So we're talking about the educational, education in Nigeria is dropping by the day in Nigeria. And here we are talking about public schools being on strike. So in the nearest future, if our education is not being funded, and I don't know what will become of our society, of the next generation, to be honest, it's really, really painful to come to school and you find out where even the teachers themselves cannot even speak or construct a simple sentence because they're a product of the failure of the society. A lot needs to be done. Our government needs to have a program where these teachers are retrained over time. Knowledge becomes obsolete when what you know over the years, you do not improve on it. We learn,
I
unlearn,
agree.
and learn. So
I
these teachers need to be well equipped in tandem with what is happening, what we have in international organizations or other parts of the world. A lot of our teachers may not be able to compete favorably with other teachers out there.
I,
So
I, I
what
I agree with you. I agree with you 100% because these days we don't even know who is teaching who, and we don't know what the take home is at the end of the day. Because people who are not even able to speak very well or to don't even know the in depth of knowledge of what they are teaching you. But what can we do? And that is why I asked that question. It's not basically about, maybe the funds alone, but there are other things that this government are truly supposed to do to make sure the educational standard in Nigeria. Now, look at these children. I think every teacher should be worried when you see a child like this. I know it's not in your place to fix this, but you should be worried. That means the system itself needs total overhauling. And thanks to people
the
like you, individual people, groups, organization coming up to still, do what you can. And that is what I said on my morning show today. We were debating and I did tell other of my guests that You can actually do your quota. It's not basically about the government alone, but what can individual do to make sure that we live in a better society. And now, ma'am, what kind of collaboration would you be looking forward to?
Okay, like we have different organizations working on different focus areas. So we need collaborations in the areas of educational programs, women empowerment programs, and community health outreaches. If we have organizations and partners who are willing for us to get to a lot of communities, we have communities where people do not want to visit because they are not in the city centers. There's a particular school we visited, I think in 2021, and we're planning to go back there this December. They do not have a toilet. Since
Okay.
the last time we visited them, no other organization has gone there because even the road leading to where the school is not motorable. So we need more organizations to be able to reach out to hard to reach areas, not just focusing on the city centers. I'm not saying that the city centers do not need help too, but a lot of remote schools in rural areas who needs a lot of help. So if we get collaborations with organizations who are willing to partner with us to be able to reach out to those schools and to these women, we'll be very glad.
Wow. Even me too, I will be glad. And let's talk about the women. How are you empowering the women? I did see that you do a lot of things for them. I saw startups. I don't know what's that. Maybe startup for business. I did see, food stuff and all that. In what way are you? What other ways are you helping the women?
Okay, we have a program we tagged Women Rising Against Poverty. Over the years, we women have been left at the background, behind, making us feel we are less a human being. But during the elections, what makes me laugh at the men sometimes is during these elections, the women are always looked for. They look for us to champion their own affairs. When the men get what they want, they also leave us behind again. So what we do with this
Who is to be
program, with this,
blamed now? Who is to be blamed for that?
would I say the women too? The
Uh-huh.
women, because we keep looking for crumbs. And I've told the women, for how long will you keep waiting for crumbs? You can actually make the table for yourself instead of waiting for the crumbs that fall from the table.
You see?
So that was why we started that initiative, Women Rising Against Poverty, trying to encourage women to be all that they want to be, strive, go all the way, shatter the glass ceilings, and become who you want to be financially, all otherwise. So we give women startup funds, like for those who are in business. We try to see, we go evaluate your business and see what you've been needing. If you're needing maybe funds to boost your business, or you do not have what you're doing at all, so we try to encourage them. We give them startup funds and also teach them that how to save from the little you make from the proceeds, imbibing the culture of saving. So that's what we do basically for the women. Some of them we buy them grinding machines and then we give them what to, because I believe that when you give a man fish, you have fed him for a while. But when you teach him how to fish, whether you are there or not, the person can actually fend for him, for herself. So that's what we've been doing with this initiative, Women Rising Against Poverty. And we're also trying to encourage women to get into politics. Don't leave the politics for the men.
Mm-hmm.
Go all the
Yes,
way.
yes,
Because
because
when you want things done, if you give it to the men, just believe that that thing will not be done. But when you give it to a woman, be rest assured
yeah, that is true. I used to say that women, if we are able to manage our homes, our businesses, our careers, and then still manage our men, I mean, children, family, husbands, what else can we
in
not
my
do?
so I enforce it. So women, we are politicians, whether from our homes. What we need to do is to take it a step further from our homes now and get into where we will legislate laws that will favor us as women. Because the men don't know what we need. We as women, we know ourselves, we know what we need. So when we have a lot of women legislating laws that will favor us, I think we'll have a voice to be able to get what we want.
I can't help but agree because I believe that women can, if they're able to manage their homes, their family, career, and business at the same time, that means they can actually manage anywhere. They can go further in life, you know. And so, ma'am, looking at, all what you do so far over the years, and of course, you said you're also carrying the youth along. But we live in a society where youth are, these days, I don't know, we tend to fly. We don't want to crawl. We don't want to walk. We don't want to, we just want to fly. How are you carrying the youth along, knowing fully well that these days the youth, they are not easily to come by?
Life is about process. Before a child begins to work, the child begins to crawl first. From crawling, the child learns to walk. So life is in stages. You can't just want to just be successful over the night. You must follow the right process. Not just the process, but the right process. Because I believe that there are processes to everything we do in life. If you try to cut corners, somehow nature has a way of fighting you back.
That is true.
So we encourage this youth. You can be whatever you want to be, but do it the right way. Get involved in activities that will help you grow. Like I remember back then when we were younger, where every Saturday we come out for community cleaning, where everybody's involved. But nowadays you find that everybody wants to just make it. Nobody wants to walk. Nobody wants to do things the way they ought to be done. And like I was talking to one of my staff this morning, I said, we're going to map out a program where we visit communities and schools from next year by God's grace, catching them young, where we want to imbibe the right moral standards in the lives of these children. Because I believe all this starts from the home, where you give these children the right moral upbringing, they grow with it. But when we leave, maybe parents, everybody seems to be busy, leaving the children the house of the house help. Nobody cares what happened to the children. The children turn out to become nuisance. But like me now, no matter how busy I am, I make out time for my kids.
I remember the
Right now
last
I'm in the
time.
off.
I know what you said.
Pardon?
I said last time I know what you said about them, and I knew that okay, this is a good mother. You had to choose them over even what we had last week. And I was like, I love that, children first.
Yes.
At this point in time, if
Yes.
you pack the right things into them, otherwise they will miss it. And ma'am, let's look at the society. We talk about government, we talk about the youth. But let's look at the society today. In what way do you think individuals, people can actually make the society, just like you're doing, a better place away from the youth now?
Okay. Everyone has something to offer, not necessarily money. You may not be able to give money, but you have something to offer. Back then, parenting wasn't just for the parent alone. It was for everybody. If you see someone else's child misbehaving, you have a way of correcting that child. So if each and every one of us plays our role, I am telling you, things will be done properly. For instance, now we go to schools, we empower kids, we empower women. Some other person may say, okay, I do not have the money to do all this. But in my own little capacity, I think I can give words of encouragement. I can give words, of succor to someone who is going through difficult times. Some people have problems, but they do not have problems that maybe involve money. They just want people to just talk to, unburden their hearts to. So if each and every one of us plays our role,
Yes. Go ahead.
so sorry, it's like a puzzle. When you miss out a particular puzzle, it destabilizes everything. But when you fix in the right, beats everywhere it ought to be, everything just falls into place. So that's what I'm going to be telling each and every one of us. Let us rise up to the occasion and make the world a better place. It doesn't matter where those children are coming from. Everybody's child is our child. So the society belongs to us, and it is us that can make it a comfortable place for us to be in. If, for instance, I come into a place where there are waste bins, dirt everywhere, and I pass by, and everybody passes by, at the end of the day, it will affect each and every one of us.
That
So
is
let
true.
us not say this is let's leave this work for this person. If you leave it for that person, or let's all of us begin to leave it for everybody, then the society will get bad. So everyone should please rise up to the occasion and make the world a better place.
Place. I love that. I think the take home for me today will be everybody's child is a child. You see a child on your street is your child as well. That
Yeah.
is something very deep and huge as well. Ma'am, what should we be looking out for from your organization this period? Do you have any activities coming up, or how can we actually reach out to you this period?
Yes, we have a program we're supposed to do this December, but we're trusting God for funds.
Okay.
12 days to Christmas, where we want to reach out to widows, surprise them with packages that they will be needing for the Christmas celebration. And the one that is most significant to us is, like I told you, there's a particular school we've been working with, they do not have toilets. So, as our 10th anniversary, we're trying to build a toilet for them this December.
Okay.
So, we need all the support that we can get.
Okay, that is lovely. That's a good initiative. How can people reach out to you? How can you call out your handles, your page, or your number as well, just in case somebody is willing to make a donation or at least have something.
Okay, our phone numbers. You can reach us on our Instagram page at rohef and rohef_NGO. Then you can reach us on our Facebook, Ray of Hope Empowerment Foundation. And you can also reach us on our numbers 081 170 0976. I'll take that again 081 1706 0976, and the other number is 081 174 20070. 081 174 20070. So you can reach us on any of these numbers, and you can follow us on our pages: Instagram rohef_NGO, and then Facebook Ray of Hope Empowerment Foundation.
Wow, that is nice. At least we people will be able to reach you this period, and let's inform many people. We pray that people, well, we reach out to the children, especially if building a toilet for a particular school as they do not have one. That would be a very good thing to do this period. And
Yes, we because the toilet is really important. You know what it means for children to come to school and they
okay,
need to ease themselves. They do not have where to go to, and they turn some of their classrooms into where they defecate and urinate. And in trying to end open defecation, we really need to build this toilet for the school because it's in a very hard to reach, a very remote place that people hardly go to visit them. So we need to get this toilet for them before the school resumes by January so that they could have a toilet in the school. We'll be glad to get supporters and partners, for this particular initiative. Toilets in public schools.
very well, then we see that. We hope that people will reach out to you. Well, thank you for all you do for the kids, for the women, for the youths as well. It's not actually easy, trying to carry people along. We know how it is, it's so difficult for some families to even eat the 3 square meals. And then you are looking beyond that, carrying children, women, youths, and people along. Well done. Thank you so much, and God will bless you for
Thank
that.
you very much, Princess Kessy. I have this belief that for every child you take care of is a seed you have sown. You have not just taken care of one child, but you're taking care of a generation. Tomorrow, tomorrow you will look back and then you'll be glad when you see maybe at your old age one of those children you have catered for maybe becoming a medical doctor who is attending to you, and you look back and you say no, at least you've been able to impact life. like the Dorcas in the Bible, when Dorcas passed on and everybody was I was, I was able to get this from her. And that was what made the people ask the apostle then to pray for Dorcas to come back to life. Let me leave you people with one of my favorite quotes is, be the light that lightens the path of people in darkness.
Mm.
That has always been my belief, and that life, if you're the light in people's darkness, you've been the best thing that can ever happen to them.
Well, thank you so, so much, ma'am, for being on the show today. We actually appreciate everything, single thing you've done for these people and the ones you continue to do. We appreciate you. We do hope that people will reach out, and of course, people, we, appreciate every good work you do. And now this is somebody's initiative, carrying, I say it on my show on daily basis. It's not easy, carrying people along, making sure that, they have the basic needs of life. And so we appreciate Christabel Silva John, and of course she's the founder of the Reign of Hope Empowerment Foundation, and she has been doing so well, so much as well for the society. It's not easy. Sometimes I literally feel goosebump when I see the pictures, when I see the children. I felt so somehow this morning, cropping all that images. It was somehow for me, but that is life, and we have to just imagine she's doing it, I'm doing, you're doing, and before you know the world will be a better place for all of us to live in. I know you have something to give. You don't necessarily need to go far. Look around you, your neighbor in the same street. You don't need to go to Jamaica to look for people who are in need. Well, now thank you so very much for being on the show today. We appreciate you and every single thing you've done so far. And that is why I brought you on the show today, just to say well done. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Precious Kessy. I do appreciate. Thank you for what you're doing, showcasing the works that a lot of non-profit organizations are doing. I know it's not just about me, but it's about making our world a better place.
That
And
is
if the world is better, I'm sure that everybody will be at peace. So thank you so much. Keep up the good work you're doing. I celebrate it too. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
I'm honored as well. Thank you. I'll see you again on the show next time, ma'am.
All right. Right.
Yes, viewers, that will be a good place to wrap up the show. But before I leave you, do not forget to subscribe to our social media handles. Follow us on our social media handles. Subscribe, love the page, and of course, invite somebody to the page as well. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and of course, not X. Twitter is not X. And don't forget, to subscribe to our YouTube, invite somebody to the page, leave us with your comment. And but before I go, I want to leave you with this quote from Mother Teresa. And the quote this says, poverty is not made by God. It is created by me and you when we don't share what we have. Poverty is not created by God. It is created by me and by you. That is, if we do not share what we have. I leave you with that quote today. So I want to believe that, from all what I've said, no matter how little, reach out to somebody today. Look around you, around your community, around your neighborhood. Of course, you will see somebody in help. And that is a reason for you to help somebody today. Help a child, help a woman, help that man, help anybody they're in need. Of course, we need help from you and the people that don't have anything at all in our society. I'll see you again on the show next week. I remain yours truly, Princess Kessy.